Okay, we'll start.
Sure.
Hi, Dr. Aishwarya. Thanks for chatting with us on the occasion of International Women's Day to talk about women in sports and people committed to fitness. We're very happy to have you here. I'm quickly going to jump into understanding what is it that inspired you into, specializing in musculoskeletal physiotherapy, which is such a niche segment, while you're also pursuing yoga and Pilates.
So for me, I was always into biology, and I was curious about how the human body works and what exactly, what is this pain, etc. And I had seen like a couple of members in my family um, getting done their physiotherapy done and feeling better. So I decided that let's explore. I had an option of MBBS too, but it was never my first choice. And there are people who prefer MBBS, going for MBBS, but I felt good that I didn't feel the need to go for it. I felt that I should explore the physical aspect of medical side more than the sitting on the desk. So physiotherapy also allows me to be active in my profession, and it helps me connect with people one on one for a long period of time. So it what inspired me was treating people and learning about biology, but now what I enjoy doing is being active in my profession, which I feel is not very common for other professions. And the second thing is that I get to connect with people a lot. So I get to learn about them and how the psychology works when it comes to pain, motivation, etc. So I enjoy getting a first-hand experience of that too.
Got it. That is amazing to know. And I must say that your thought process is very different when, thinking about body pain. And I'm glad you took this path because we do need more and more experts like you. Uh, and in your journey over the last, several years while you were studying and also now that you're practicing as a doctor, what do you think the journeys of men and women have been like? Are they different? Do you think the cultural aspects and societal aspects have impacted positively?
So you mean this in terms of fitness?
Yes, in terms of fitness, if patients come to you, maybe women come with maybe less
Hmm.
confidence and more, more
Yeah.
curiosity.
So, as on a daily basis, I deal with young athletes. If I have to talk about young athletes in today's times, the difference in men and in boys and girls is not so much because the parents are more aware about taking sports as a career and taking it further. But there is a huge difference in uh, like elite athletes who are pursuing their occupation as well as taking care of their house and providing for their house. And what's interesting is that um, for men, I'm not going to say it's easier. I'm sure they have their fair share of stress. Um, Also, I mean, the women, they go through the equal amount of stress, I feel, but they end up having more responsibilities that could be emotional responsibilities. So that's where I feel the difference is. And you cannot avoid those responsibilities, and you feel that you have to show up for certain things. And when I have these women athletes coming to me, like elder athletes who are in the age group of, let's say, 25 and above, so there is a difference. For men, um, the approach with which they go is very straightforward, like, hey, that okay, I want to get better, I want to get fit, I want to do this, I want to do that. But at the same time, their wives, or or women who are of the same similar age group, it's always a negotiation that goes around, like, I want to do this, but I want to also fit this into this. So with women, the schedules become tighter, and like you see there is a lot of complications that goes around. And fortunately, like the times are better for girls right now because the parents understand that they have to, help them move forward in the sports career, which I feel was not so, like, if you even if you say 15 years back or 10 years back.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think you've brought out such a powerful word, the fact that women are negotiating, their times,
Hmm.
their schedules, their priorities, and I think that's true, and it's a subject that has been debated across the world, can a woman really have it all? And I don't know why we are asking this question about women, not as well.
Hmm.
But thanks for bringing that out, Doctor. Uh, I mean, apa- as far as your experience is concerned, what do you think are now in with changed times some of the bigger challenges that girls face, young girls
Hmm.
even face? And we particularly talk about the fact that we've seen a lot of hate, sometimes mocking and trolling that happens to young women, whether they're gymming, when they're running. There's concerns for safety sometimes, and definitely in some parts of the world and the country. Do you think these are relevant concerns today as well?
Absolutely, it's very relevant because if you see, whether you talk about a city or a village, the problems when it comes to even girls being wrongly touched, etc., it is prevalent even in the cities, even right now. It's just we don't come to know about these things because they don't know. And rightfully so, the education in the schools are going well. Like they're educating the kids about good touch, bad touch, etc. So that is one. And two, like obviously when they grow older, like when they're in their teenage, they understand now what good touch and bad touch is. But in that phase of life, the issues are a lot with insecurities and a lot of infiltration is coming from Bollywood about the shapes, etc. So that's where the thought processes change. And unfortunately, like people who want to even direct these kids, like these teenagers, they don't want to listen to them because they know better. And I think it's with every generation. Like whenever, even when we were teenagers, we thought about the same thing. But now that the exposure is so much online, that it's very common for themselves to feel that they are less. Okay. And there is obviously, it's not to blame, it's just the age that they feel like they want to be something what they are not. That is one. And yeah, that's two. And thirdly, about the trolling, right? That happens. What I feel is, it's hard to say to ignore these trolls, but if like girls are doing something which they know that it's very directional, they know where they're leading with it, they know what they're doing truthfully through their heart, then the trolls are very easy to ignore. But if the intentions are only in some other way, then they affect. So that's how you should look at it. I feel like people say ignore the trolls, definitely, but you should also know what you're doing and take the right steps forward.
Right. Actually, my next question was going to be, what is your recommendation in terms of,
Yeah.
a response to trolls? So you say,
Hmm.
know your thing, place the right
Hmm.
intention, and ignore them. Right? That's
Yeah.
what
So
you.
knowing your truth, like if a girl is making, like getting strong and she's um like, sadly saying this is sad, but in good outfit, like a good sports bra and a good legging, why not? They can be in that. If a guy can be in a very loose gym wear, which even if he moves, it moves, it doesn't matter. Girl can be in a very the outfit for girls are quite protective anyway, that it never, anything is never out of place, but still it's always looked down upon. and they can always go ahead and wear what they want when they know what they're doing is for their own good and it is taking them in the right direction. So it's just a way of thinking I feel should change.
Yeah, I remember, and especially in sports like tennis, etc., where there is a certain kind of a dress code. Um, a lot of women do not end up pursuing it long term or at, larger
Yeah.
levels because of these kind of strange constraints around
Hmm.
around
Hmm.
fitness, fitness related or sports related clothing, exposure, all those things. So yeah, that's quite prevalent. Doctor,
Hmm.
one quickly, if you would, give one advice or if you would have one motto
Hmm.
for young women, who are following their passion in sports and fitness, there was one thing you would want to tell them, advise them, what would it be?
So like the old saying goes that when someone said that if a girl learns, everybody learns around, right? So that is still important right now because if you're getting into sports, if you're getting into fitness, learn everything about it so that you nobody can stop you or question you. So make sure you understand your sport, understand the needs of your sport, and approach the right kind of people to get help in sports and fitness.
Awesome, awesome. Got it. This was great, Dr. Aishwarya. Thank you so much for taking out your time and sharing your thoughts. I'm sure a lot of young women want to talk to you, people like you who have so much experience. And since you're a woman yourself, you will empathize, on so many factors beyond just healing, treating them, etc., but also on the nuances of the culture. Thank you so much for this. This was amazing.
Thank you.
And we'll talk
Thank
to
you
you
for reaching
soon.
out. Thank you, Priyanka, for inviting me for this interview and helping me connect with the young girls via Up Your Fit. So it was really great answering all your questions because as I'm answering your questions, I'm learning it myself. So that helps.
Thank you, doctor. That's very, very generous of you. You have a great evening. Bye bye.
Thank you. Are you shutting the